What he's not saying, yeah? You good, yeah? Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back with another one. As you know, I've been just trying to, do this thing daily. I've got another Netflix show for you. And just before we do anything, first of all, I just want to say, first of all, like, comment, subscribe, and, do all that. And make sure, you guys, I got a car just reversing right into me right at this time right now. I had all this time and she's never come, but she's coming right now. Anyway, yeah, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, check out my stuff, because I've got some excellent content. First of all, I just want to say, first of all, how you guys doing? I know that it's been a bit rough, but make sure everyone's safe and happy and good, and that's it. Yeah, so like I said, I've got another Netflix show for you. We went from Brazil Brotherhood, and now we're going into the French series, Lupin. That's how it's pronounced in French. It's Lupin, but in English, when I saw it, we'll say Lupin, but in the way it's pronounced in French is Lupin. So yeah, so it's rated number 7 on Netflix at the moment. Checked it out. I've only watched episode 1, so I'm not gonna be reviewing all 10. Well, I think it's five episodes as of yet. So I've only watched episode 1, so don't get at me if you've already seen it, whatever. But yeah, so Lupin is, it was made this, it came out this year, 2021, very, very new, based in France. It's based on a book called a famous character called Arsene Lupin. Yeah, Arsene Lupin, who basically was a famous gentleman. This is what is written in on Google and on the internet. They say he's a famous gentleman who basically was also a thief and also a mischievous disguise. That was what was written in there. So yeah, so I'm just getting to know this story. I don't really know too much about it, but but that's what it's based on. So the main character is the man called Assene. His real name is, let me just quickly get it, I think it was Omar A, I believe. Omar A. Let me just quickly Omar A. So if you know this actor, he's actually known for quite a couple of movies that he's been in. He's also been in Jurassic Park. From what I can see, he's been in Jurassic Park. So he's been in Jurassic Park, X-Men even. Quite a couple of English movies been in, Inferno. So yeah, he's quite a well-rounded actor. I've never heard of him. And just to repeat again, his real name is Omar A, and apparently he's also he's a comedian as well. So he's a well-known French actor and comedian. So yeah, he's the main character. He plays a character called Arsene Diop. So basically, this is just based on the first episode. He lives with his father, whose name is, his father's character's name is Barabak or something like that. Oh my god, I'm pronouncing it so wrong. Yeah, what's his name? I got on here, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Barbecue, sorry. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he was working he's working for him, working for a family called the Pellegrini. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names, man. But that's the names that I've got. They got some long, complex names. So yeah, he's working for this family, and his family have what's it called? This family has a necklace that they the father has a necklace. And that necklace basically gets stolen, and obviously I'm also gonna let you know as well that first of all, there's gonna be spoilers, obviously, you know what I mean, for those who haven't seen it yet, because it is new. So if you plan to watch it, I advise watch that first, then watch my stuff. Don't watch me, and then because I'm gonna, you know, quite give a bit of details of what happens. And the same time, I'm also gonna let you know that there's a lot of you know, it's not really deep. Well, I'm not gonna say deep because it is deep. There is a lot of there is discrimination in it. There is a lot of racial stuff. I mean, I haven't said the N word as of yet, but I just saw that, you know, when you watch Netflix, it has a little it has the certificate and it has the reasons why it says violence and all that, and it has discrimination in it. So it put it there. So I'm just letting you know in it. So yeah, there was parts of it where I saw that, you know, there was a lot of like, there's also a lot of discrimination, of course, because you know, it's a black family, and the father's working with a white family who are, you know, rich, whatever you want to call it, and, you know, they sort of look down on him because, you know, he's black. And of course, he has his son, and his son basically, he's just, yeah, he's an innocent guy, innocent kid, you know what I mean, like, he's just like trying to be, you know, just been trying to be a kid, and, you know, his father works with his family. And then you know, there's quite some interesting parts, because obviously it starts off, you know, with him trying to, you know, looking at this jewelry, this necklace, trying to looking to steal this necklace, but then I think what happened was, how it worked, it was that it's like a step-by-step process. You see him first introduced with, like, he introduces his family, like his girlfriend, or I don't know if, I think it was his girlfriend, or we just, from what I saw, his baby mum, innit? From based on, I didn't really get the name in the show, but I just done my research. Her name was Claire, so she plays the baby mum of Assene, and they've got a kid. And basically, you know, he wants, like every father, he wants to see his son, and, you know, he wants to spend more time for his son, so he gives her money, because he got a job in it. Apparently he works as a janitor, and that's where he got the opportunity to, you know, to see this, because he works as a janitor in this, I think it's a museum or gallery, and that's where he was able to see this necklace. And when he saw that necklace, that's when he realized himself, oh, this is, you know, this is something that I'm looking to. And ironically, apparently the Lupin story is about a man who steals a necklace, and basically, I don't know the full details of the story, but I know that it's to do with a necklace, a stolen necklace, and apparently a replacing of a fake one, because that's kind of what happens in this, you know what I mean? So they kind of do a heist. But before we get into the heist, I want to give you the step-by-step scenes or plot that got them to that point, or got him to that point. So yeah, he introduces his family. We know that he's got a girlfriend and a kid, and then yeah, he gives her money, and she doesn't want the money, whatever, because obviously she's like, you know, you need to keep the money for yourself, but, you know, as a father, he wants to help, you know what I mean? So he goes to his friends, well, not friends, but just these drug dealers. I don't even know if they're drug dealers, but, you know, I'll just say a gang, because they're like a gang, you know, who are kind of threatening him, you know what I mean? He has to pay money, you know, he has to pay them back money. I think he gives them money, I don't know what for. I didn't really get into too much detail about that, but, you know, I introduced, I think it's Vincent, the guy, the main guy, and there's another one called Rudy. Rudy's quite slow. There's another guy, a hench guy, I didn't get his name, but there's three of them, and they basically, he owes them money apparently, and basically they were gonna kill him, but then he says to them, you know, listen, there's this necklace that is in this museum. I'm a janitor at this place, and there's a necklace that's going for sale for millions, and we can become millionaires. So let's work together on this heist to get this necklace. So they're like, what the fuck? I mean, like, who are you to tell us what to do? You know what I mean? Like, pay me back my fucking money. I don't want to be doing no fucking, you know what I mean? I don't want to be doing that, you know what I mean? And he's like, well, you're gonna have to do it. I mean, oh yeah, before that there was like a racial thing in. He's like, oh, he was saying, oh, you know, like, you're looking at me the way everyone else looks at me, you know what I mean? They look at us as nothing. I mean, but what he was saying to, what Assene was saying to Vincent was, nah, he was actually saying you're being racist, but then he cleaned it up to make it look like, oh nah, genuinely that's how everyone sees me, because of obviously our level. He tried to make it look like it's all the issue in terms of, oh, they look at us as like below in terms of our class. But really, he was talking about his race. But he sneakily tried to just, you know, change that around. Yeah, and then he talks to them and tells them, oh yeah, listen, we're gonna go on this heist. I mean, steal this necklace, and then you know, he had it all sorted out, all planned out. And then they like I said, they refused at first, but then they said to them, he was convincing, and he eventually convinced them, and they're like, all right, let's do it. So they go about and do it. So we get a lot of flashbacks of when he was young and how he got into this in the first place, his kind of mentality, and obviously his father, like he said, he was working, for this family who were very racist and very snobby. But there was one awkward weird scene, because obviously it happened because there was a step. I'm gonna kind of fast forward quickly into the scene, because this is what it's linked to. There's a scene where you see Arsene goes into the gallery. Obviously, he goes to the auction. Because obviously they all had jobs, and his job was to buy the necklace. Fake buy the necklace. Obviously, he's there under fraud. So he's sitting there in the auction, and then he meets this woman called Juliet Pellegrini. She's basically the daughter of, I think the name of the guy, real name is Herbert Pellegrini, and I think it's Helen. I think it's Helen Pellegrini. That's the wife's name, or just say Miss Pellegrini. But the daughter, Juliet Pellegrini, she's basically in charge of the necklace. Because obviously it was stolen once before, and then now they found it again. And then he's at the auction, and he gets flashbacks of her. And then there's a scene where he's young and she's young, and then she's just there smoking. And he's coming down, like there's just like a swim pool. I just found that scene so interesting, because it was so weird. It was just weird to me. Obviously, again, spoilers again. It was a weird one, because she was just sort of there. She looked way older than him. I don't know what's going on there, but that was a bit weird. She looked way older than him, and she was like, "Yo, is it true, about black people?" And he was like, about what? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Is it true? And she's like, you guys can't swim. And he was like, no, I can swim. So then he swims. He keeps swimming. He swims up to her. And no. She says to him, before he swims, she's like, okay, if you can swim, I'll give you a kiss, innit? I'll give you a better kiss than your mum. I'm just thinking to myself, so she's gonna give him a proper kiss, like this girl. How old is this girl? This girl looks like she can be his older sister. I'm like, he's like, she asked him how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm gonna be 14, and she looked way older than him because she's smoking. So I'm thinking she's way older than him. I'm like, you're gonna kiss this guy? I'm like, whoa, I don't know what's going on there, but boy, that was a bit weird. But yeah, he swam up to her and he kisses her. I just found it so weird. It's like, just like that, that's your first interaction with this character. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But anyway, yeah, so that's basically that was that little scene. So, and he had the flashback of her because of that. And then we got to understand who Juliet is to him. And then yeah, and then they basically, they go and they work towards this to getting this necklace, in it. So they're auctioning it. And there was another fucked up scene. I ain't gonna lie to you. There was another spoil. There was another. This scene was so fucked up. They were doing an auction, and then he was the highest bidder, in it. So there was only white people. He was the only black person. And obviously all the bidders were bidding, but he was the highest bidder. And because he's black and he had the highest bidder, before they even accepted his bid, or accepted his request, whatever they call it, the bid, they were literally right there and then they took an iPad and were researching the guy. They were researching him in front, just there and then, just to find out if this guy's legit. And of course, obviously, he's not legit, but just in general, to do that is fucked up. That is yo, because the guy is black, you're gonna literally do your research just to find out if this guy. That's mad. It was just mad. They didn't do that to anyone else, but because he's black, they probably got an iPad right there and then and just done research to see if this guy's legit. I'm just like, yo, that's fucked up. But yeah, and then yeah, so they're basically there that were just doing a bid, and then he becomes the highest bidder. He bids about 60 million or something like that, and then yeah, and then he takes it, and nobody else bids for that much. And then yeah, he takes it, and then the guys, the Vincent guys and all that, you know what I mean, they obviously, you know, they're fighting through security, trying to hide that. But this Rudy guy, he's ruining the whole plot because he's spraying them, but there's nothing in the spray, so he's spraying the security, and they're just looking at him, and they box him up, and his friends box up the security. They change clothes, you know how they always do. They change the clothes into the security clothing, and then try to escape the building, and then before you know it, they get right at the bottom. They see him at the place. They radio the people to try and pretend that, you know, they're the actual security, and they were like, oh, no. So they were saying to him, oh, do you trust this guy? I mean, do you think he's gonna fuck us over? So yeah, I mean, he probably is gonna fuck us over, but let's fuck him over first, you get me? So then, that's what they do. So later on, when it comes to the point where they come and, you know, come to getting the necklace, literally the part where he's about to, he wants to look at his product. He's like, oh, you sure you want to touch your product? And then they kept cutting. The guy literally kept saying to him, you know, listen, I was surprised. Like, it was annoying, like, to hear that, because we just know what he was saying, because the guy who was, you know, the people that do the bids, you know what I mean, that call it the bids. He obviously is like a white French guy, and obviously he won the bid, and he's like, oh, you know, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting a guy like you to, you know what I mean, to get this necklace, and we really know what he means by that, you know what I mean. And he was like, oh, what do you mean? And he's like, you know, you look so young. I'm like, get out of here. We already know what you're talking about, man. You know what I mean? It's annoying. I know it's really annoying when he's like, oh, we already know what you're talking about. Like, come on, man. And then he's like, okay. And then he's like, oh, can I touch it? He's like, oh, to be honest, we can't really do that, but it's my product. I want to touch it, innit? So he opens it up, innit? And he said, before he touches it, he gives him the gloves. I'm really going in detail, bruv. Listen, that's what I'm telling you. I'm going in detail still. And this is the best part of this series, like of this episode. So then, like, they backstab him. The people that he got on the heist, they backstab the actual guy, and they go against him. They start beating him up and say, you know, no, and they steal the jewelry for themselves. And I'm thinking, what the heck's going on? And the guy tells him, what you doing? And like, you know, they betrayed them, innit? They betray him, innit? And then, like, later on, they get out. And the guy, there's three of them in it. The guy Rudy, he's, like I said, he's slow in it. You need to get a getaway car. He gets a Lambo as a getaway car. A Lambo as a getaway car. They come out the car, they come out the museum, whatever, the gallery, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you need to get a getaway car, you need to get a van or something, you know what I mean? So you can't get a fucking Lambo. How are you gonna fit in here? So they squash it. I'm gonna kill you in it. And then guess what? They drive and then they crash right into the gallery and they get arrested. And then later on, you know, there's another racist police guy, you know, he arrests him. And then he's like, he arrests the black guy. The black guy didn't do anything. The black guy was the one who actually got assaulted. And the guy was telling him, the bidder was telling the police, like, this guy got assaulted like me. Like, why are you arresting him? He's like, oh, we just need to do extra checks. So then, like, yeah, so then they checked him and that. And then he's like, and he was just asking bare questions. And he's like, am I good to go now? He's like, yeah, you're good to go. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So he walks off. And he radios in the guy, and the guy was talking to him. He was talking to him about all this stuff, and he's like, oh, and he was talking to him about Lupin or something like that. It's just like my fan. It's similar to Lupin, and my fan, yeah. I don't know. That was random, but then we just moved that along because that's something I don't really understand. But yeah, then he's walking off, and then he looks at him again. He's like, listen, Mr. Sani. I think that's his name, Mr. Sani. Yeah, Mr. Sani. And he walks towards him and says, I'm gonna check you again. He first just told him it's okay to go. Then he goes and tells him to check him again. And he's like, you don't trust me? And he checks his pockets and he finds a pen there. He's like, all right, you're good to go. And he's like, what the hell? And then it's like, yeah. And then, okay, that is just what we saw. But then this is the real spoilers, people. This is why I'm going in deep, bruv. We see a scene 2 weeks earlier of how it's all operated. So basically, he set it all up. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, he saw the jewelry thing, he saw the advertisement on the thing because it was like the necklace. It was stolen 25 years ago, whatever. Then obviously, like, we get more background of what happened, and obviously we see a scene where his father got arrested, in it. because basically the Mr. Panini guy thought that he stole his necklace, but he didn't, because obviously he was the one that was working there. And basically what happened was, there was a scene where, you know, he was in the office, and then the dad comes in, or not dad, Mr. Panini comes in. He says, "What are you doing here? Let me get out of here," and stuff. And then obviously the mother comes and defends and says, "You know, he's fine, and he's doing the job here." And he says to him, "You know, get any book that you want in it." And obviously he takes that book, and this is actually a really fundamental part. So he takes the book in it, and that book is basically Arsene Lupin, the famous the famous character. So that's what the story is about. Is about that book, because that book is basically when he gives it to his son, he gives it to his son on his birthday. His son opens it and reads it, and then when he reads it, that becomes part of his life. He embodies the character of Arsene Lupin, and he makes that become his reality. He becomes that guy, the master disguise, and then we start to learn what he done. So he knew already everything. He knew already that the people that he got to do the heist were going to betray him. So what he done was that he played a trick. He done this whole thing where he pretended that he had, and I mean that, you know, that they took the legit necklace, when realistically in the scene they're fighting on a scruffle. When he falls down, he throws the real necklace in the bin, and then he puts the fake one out, because basically he has a friend who makes things, and his friend made a fake necklace, identical. So their friend, the people that he did the heist with, they took the fake necklace and he took the real one. So in the end, and then he's so smart, he put it in the bin, because obviously when you go through the cameras, they don't check the bins, in it. So yeah, because they're not gonna take that. So then he put it away, and then obviously when you put it in the bin, he took it out, and now he's worth millions, isn't it? And obviously this guy called let me get his name, because these French names are a bit of a myth. I ain't gonna lie, it's a bit difficult still. Even though I should be, I've got a bit of French in my language. Gadira, Lieutenant Gadira. He's the guy who's reading Lupin. He's a fan of Lupin, like these books, and he's kind of found something dodgy between this. He's found that, yo, something's not right. Like, wait, hold up. And he wrote the name of the guy, Paul Assene, because even in the scene you see that he went onto Photoshop, and he photoshopped his photo. He lied about all the details on Wikipedia, made it look legit. And it's like, it was all a setup. He embodied the whole Lupin character, disguise, fraud guy, whatever. And like this lieutenant guy, he's gonna be the first one to realize that something's not right, because he's done his homework. He's done a lot of homework in terms of this guy, you know. And obviously Lupin, he's starting to see there's a link here. The story is identical to what happened with Lupin, so he's kind of like finding out what's going on. One thing that's dangerous, I realize as advice. Anytime you're going to think of doing any heist, make sure that the lieutenant is not a fan. He's not a fan of the actual, because he's embodying a character that the lieutenant's a fan of. So because the lieutenant's a fan of Lupin, he's going to do his absolute job to make sure he finds out, who this person is, because he's a fan fam. So, yo, it's mad. But, yeah, before I continue, let me just quickly, yeah, bro. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I hope I've talked about everything. Yeah, those are the key points. Let me just check to see if I've missed anything out here. Yes, there's one scene that is really that is quite weird. There was a scene where he goes into prison. This is the younger son goes into prison to go and see his father. You know when you go see your father in the course, when you see in the movies, they go in the jails and they have to go and see their family, their loved ones, in it, through the mirror thing, whatever it is, and they talk through the phone and that. So he was gonna do that, and then he realized his dad didn't come out. And before that, there was a man that was just standing there, and he was looking at him for like a few seconds, like another guy. He was literally just looking at him for a few seconds and doing some really really weird or creepy smile. Like, he done a creepy smile to him. It was really creepy. It was just standing there, like, looking at him and smiling for like a good few minutes, and he was looking at him like, what the heck? And then later on we find out that the dad committed suicide in prison. Suicide. Obviously, for me, it's like I'm thinking to myself, something's not right there, something suspicious. I don't really think he killed himself. I think that guy who was looking at him killed him, because that's a bit weird. He looked at him for a good few minutes, and he done a creepy smile at him for a good few minutes. So that really showed me that something's going on there. And this was a funny part. That Miss Pellegrini she comes right next to him, to the guy, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't remember what he said, but all I remember is the last line he said. He's like, you know what, fuck you, innit? Because he knew already that she was the one who plotted the whole thing to getting his dad in prison and getting him into the situation that he is. So he already knows that she doesn't like him. I mean, she doesn't care about him. So he already knew that, fuck you, man, and he walked off. And then he started to read. Then he looked at. This is when he saw the present from his father, and it was the Lupin book. And then we get a little story about what Lupin meant to him, and yeah, and he passes on the book to his son. And then yeah, man, and then we go on to episode 2. I hope I've done episode 1 justice, but that's basically what I basically saw and understood from it. I'm not gonna give my ratings yet, because obviously I want to do it justice and watch all 5 episodes, and then I'll do my overall grade. But that's just episode 1 that I've seen of Lupin. Yeah. So guys, before I do anything, make sure you go and watch it. It is rated number 7 at the moment on Netflix. So far that's episode 1. I know I spoiled it for you guys, but you guys can still check it out. But like I said, I advise you go and watch that first and watch my review. I wouldn't advise you to watch this first, because obviously, like I said, I've spoiled quite a lot. I've given you guys all the beans and that. But another thing is that you might not really understand what I'm saying, because obviously you haven't seen it. So you might understand some parts, but you're not understanding fully what I'm talking about until you've actually watched it. You understand what I'm talking about. But if I've left some parts, and you know, just let me know. Or if you don't agree with, I don't know. I don't really know if there's anything to agree, because that's a review of what I'm talking about. But if there's anything that you want, you know, to me to discuss, or you want to put down, you know, listen, my comment section is free. Okay. I know I'm not big like that, you know what I mean, but my comment section is free. You know, if you guys can't get to me, you guys can email me. I'll try and put my email out there as well. You guys can email me like a film that you want me to review, because I'm all for it. I'm all for reviewing movies. I'm trying to like maybe switch up different genres. I'm not saying it's not promising, but I'm trying to do that, because obviously, like, you know, I have my certain genres that I like, and I'm trying to just see if I'm gonna like different genres and review that. But we'll see. But guys, just put in the comment section down below, put something, just let me know what you guys want me to review next, you know what I mean, if there's any movie you want me to review next, you know, because I know some of you are watching my stuff, you like what I'm talking about. So yeah, man. Oh yeah, before we even go in, I've forgotten to do this. Every time I talk about a movie, I have to talk about the team behind it. So let me just quickly get the director's information, because I put it down here. Yeah. So Lupin. So it's directed by, because I can't pronounce this. It's directed by Marcella Said, Ludovic Bernard, and Louis Leterrier. I don't even think that's how you pronounce it, because obviously this is French. They pronounce it in a different way. It says the creator is George K. That's on Netflix. I saw it on. But yeah, that's basically the synopsis of this story. So yeah, that's basically an overview of episode 1 of Lupin. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, hopefully you like that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, you know. I don't want to be too long in here. But just before I go, make sure that I just hope that you guys are okay, you guys are happy, you guys are doing what you want to do, you know what I mean. And you just, you know, you're comfortable in the space you're in. You're finding yourself. You're doing everything you can to make yourself a better person, because I think that's what this time is for. You know, as crazy and as wild as it is, I hope you've used this space to really just find you, and you know, become a better self of you, a better reflection of yourself. Do you know what I mean? You know, you find the best you. You know what I mean? And I hope that, seriously, because I think that's what we're all in this journey for. We're doing all of this because of this, because we're trying to get to this destination. We're trying to get to this destination of being our better selves, whether we know it or not. Do you know what I mean? And that's that. I hope that that you guys are doing that. And you know, I just hope that you guys are in a better place. You know what I mean? You guys are all happy, even if you're not in the best place. I hope that you guys, you know, can fight through it, and you know, you guys stay positive. You never lose your positivity. You never lose your unhappiness. You never lose any of that. You know what I mean? What did I say? You never lose. Sorry, not unhappiness. You never lose your happiness. Sorry, I'm just You never lose your happiness. Sorry, you know, you take away that unhappiness and become happy. You know what I mean? And you become, you know, you never lose yourself. You know what I mean? You just stay, you stay positive. Sorry, my camera cut off there. But like I was saying, I want you guys to be in a team that's actually doing, you know what I mean, who's actually doing something about it, rather than just sitting there and just sort of just, you know to yourself that you want to be better, but you got to do something about it. Do you know what I'm saying? To be the best you can be. And that's it. That's all I've got to say. I don't want to prolong anything anymore. Like, it's hard sometimes to do that, because sometimes you really want to come out and really explain things. But I hope I done Lupin's episode 1 justice. And yeah, man, you guys take care of yourselves. And yeah, have a blessed day, have a blessed week, and hopefully enjoying the new year. And I hope to that it goes well. And yeah, happy New Year if I haven't said it to anyone yet. And yeah, man, just keep on your stride, and yeah, salute. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, take care.